Hey everyone, welcome to Play Then Paint, where we play a game and then we paint an oil painting based around that game. This week we're doing Clare Obscur Expedition 33. And just a quick spoiler warning, so this game is ripe for spoilers. I've tried to keep as much of it out of the footage as possible, but definitely go play the game first if you're worried about that sort of thing. Let's get into it.
You're not going to make a big impression on
To begin with, we find ourselves in Lumiere. Like I said, I'm probably going to massacre some French in this, but Lumiere. And we find ourselves commanding Robert Patterson, or Gustave, as he's known in this. So Lumiere is set in this odd world where the paintress wakes up every year and she writes a number on a monolith, and anyone who's that age disappears into a cloud of rose petals. It's an amazing setup for a story. It's engrossing to begin with, and it really does sort of raise the stakes. The world building in this game is excellent. The visuals are excellent. All in all, just an outstanding presentation. The soundtrack is also excellent. Can't show you any of that because the copyright police will be knocking on my door. But be assured that the soundtrack is something special. The composer has really gone out of his way to make this really feel unique. The same with the art direction, and same with the voice actors who have done an excellent job in portraying living, breathing characters, which is rare in this day and age where you've got AAA sort of slop games. As you see, the paintress, she writes the number on a monolith, and those people just disappear into rose petals. It's quite a moving opening to a game. It works incredibly well, sets up the story perfectly. All the footage in this is the first sort of hour or two of the game. I've tried to keep it, again, as spoiler-free as possible. The beginning of this game broke quite a few people, and you can see why. It's just so well acted, you can't help but not feel for the characters. So as a member of Expedition 33, you have been tasked with a group of other people to go and put paid to the paintress to finally end her reign of weird terror. And the story unfolds from there. And again, I don't want to go too much into it.
There you are.
See, Robert Patterson absolutely looks like Robert Patterson.
Like I said, morning's best done with.
And amazing wine glasses. Mayel, who's another main character, she has a tendency toward violence in the beginning of the game. She's constantly asking you to duel. She wipes the floor with me in this one. The dodging and parrying system in the combat takes some getting used to. The timing has to be incredibly precise, so Mayel murdered me in this, essentially. And then insulted me, which is always, you know, what you want. The cutscenes are high fidelity. They look amazing. The motion capture has gone above and beyond again. The colour palette is also quite interesting, coming at it from an artistic point of view. You have like yellows and blues, which are complementary colours, and they always work quite well together. And in the different biomes, as you get onto the continent where the paintress lives, you find that they ramp up the idea of surrealism. Works really well. The skyboxes have this surreal aspect. Everything's sort of floating or tumbling down. Again, just really, really great art direction. You can see that a lot of love's been poured into this game. It shows from everything from the cloth texture to the skyboxes to the different colours that have been used. Really, really works well. The combat is turn-based, so as you can see there, you have to time your parries, and there's certain moves where you have to do quick time events, such as these. The timing has to be relatively precise, and it does take some getting used to, but it's worth it. And then in terms of progression, you have pictors, which you find in the world. You loot them off enemies, and the pictors give you a buff. And then once you win 4 battles with the pictor equipped, you can then equip it as a permanent buff to any of your party members using Lumina points. The system works really well. I've got to save much, much later than this, and the build variety is incredible. The synergies are brilliant, so you might have one character set someone to burn, and then another character uses that advantage to deal extra damage. Works really well. A very interesting leveling system. And without further ado, like I said, I don't want to spoil it, so we'll get into some painting. and I recommend this. You should definitely go and check this out. Very, very good showing. So I wanted this painting to look like a brush stroke. I went diagonally, like a diagonal brush stroke, and then I started layering up some greys and some blacks. Always mix a black. Never use one out of a tube. It has a tendency, if you use it out of the tube, to make the colours you put next to it look flat. And then added some gold once the monolith was complete. And the gold just sits nicely with the blue. They're complementary colours. They work really well. And then added the paintress and finished it off with some red rose petals as a homage to the gommage. And that's the finished piece. Thanks for watching, guys. As ever, it means a great deal, so thank you. And let me know which game I should play and paint next in the comments. I'll see you on the flip side.